Welcome back to BattleLore 2nd edition. We are about to begin turn 1, the Uthuk player, which is first up. Just a few things I want to mention. During the army creation where you do your 50 points, there are command tents for both the Daquan and the Uthuk player. They would actually be a -5 to building your 50-point army. And I'm not using them in this because I just used the random cards, but just to let you know they are available. They have some special rules to them. If your enemy captures it, it's worth 2 victory points. Also, there is a first player token, which looks like this. It's a cardboard. The first player, in this case the Uthuk, will retain this for the entire game. So you know who went first, so there can be an equal number of turns between anybody. And I'm just going to be using little 6-sided mini dice to designate which units are being activated, so I can remember that on the playing surface. So that's what I'm going to be using there. Okay, and now quickly I will just run down once again the phases, the game phases. So we're going to have the main phase, which is going to be command step, playing a command card, then the order step, the move step, the attack step. And once that's all completed, we're going to do the upkeep phase. This is all for the Uthuk player, and then we're going to do the draw step and the lore step. So I'll go through each of those as we do the Uthuk player. All right, let me get a little readjusted to the camera here, and we will begin turn 1 for the Uthuk player. Okay, so the first part of the main phase is the command step, and that is where the player will play one command card, and these are the command cards, of course. And for the Uthuk player, I'm going to play right off the bat a card called Onslaught, and it says order 3 infantry units. After your move step, each ordered infantry unit may move 1 hex. So I'm going to do that. I only have 3 infantry units. They are all the blood harvesters. So again, I'm just going to use my little mini dice. So this is one of the units I'm going to order. I'll just readjust the camera here for the other 2, just a second. And I jumped ahead a little bit. We're actually in the order step. So the command step was playing the command card, and now the order step is actually declaring which units will be ordered. So that's what I was doing there. So I'm going to order this infantry unit and this infantry unit. Again, we only have 3 infantry units. These guys are elite units, and the Flesh Rippers are cavalry units. And of course we have our main giant demon unit. He's a unit special all to himself. Alright, so now after the order step, now we're into the move step. And so these infantry units, the blood harvesters, have a movement of 2. You can quickly look at their card here. So we can see that they have a move value of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move these units, and I'm going to move, and they move as a group, so I'm going to go 1, 2 here. So I'll just put that to remember that they're activated. And these ones, I'm going to have them go 1, 2 onto the little victory point marker there. And now I'm going to have to readjust the camera and do the other one. So just hang on a second. And so this was the first one we designated. We're going to move them 2 as well. So they're going to go 1, 2 to here. And now, again, looking at the Onslaught card, so that's our move phase. However, it says here at the bottom of the card, after your move step, which just happened, each ordered infantry unit may move 1 hex. So I'm going to have these guys move 1 hex. That was the special ability from the card. So they're going to move here onto this victory point. And now I'm going to take this away because they're basically finished all of their movements, and they are not adjacent to anybody. They're melee units, so they will not be attacking. And now I'm going to go back over to the other 2, and we'll move them their 1 extra space. Okay, so the blood harvesters here can move 1 extra space. I'm not going to have them move because they're sitting on a victory point marker. Off comes the little dice. However, these guys, I will have them move, and they're going to move 1 space to this victory point marker. And I'm going to remove the dice. So now they are not adjacent to any units, because up next would be the attack step, and it would be perform 1 attack with each ordered unit, while none of my ordered units are adjacent and they're melee attack infantry, so they will not be able to have an attack. So with all of that said, we are now going to jump right into the upkeep phase. And the first thing we do in the upkeep phase is we calculate victory points. And the special ability of victory points for the Uthuk player, Blood in the Water, states that when an enemy unit occupying a water hex or a hex adjacent to a water hex is eliminated, gain 1 victory point. Well, of course, that did not happen. So that would be one thing to look for victory points. However, these blood harvesters and these ones are sitting on victory point markers. That's 2 victory points. Let me just readjust the camera for the other blood harvesters, and I think we have another victory point. Okay, and for the third victory point, the 3rd Infantry Unit blood harvesters are sitting on this victory point. So what that means is we are going to have 3 victory points scored for the Uthuk army, and so right now they get 3 victory points. So just let me reach in here and grab victory point markers, and we'll show you what they look like. Okay, so victory point markers come in ones like you see here, so I'm grabbing 3, and they also come in designations of 5. And again, one thing I will mention is in the intro I had said that the first army to 16 points, even if there was a tie, for the second army getting to it on equal terms would win. That's not the case. You actually have to have at least 16 points, and you have to have more victory points than your opponent. So if there is a tie of 16-16 or 17-17 at the end of a round or turn where both enemies or both opponents have the same number of turns, then you would have to do another one. So just to clear that up. All right, so we've grabbed our 3 victory points for the Uthuk. And the next up is the draw step. So they have played one of the command cards, so now they must draw another one. So off the top of the deck, they draw another command card, and it's counterattack. It's another special card, and it says play this card to copy the command card of your opponent played last turn. Follow the instructions on the card as though you played it, reversing any section references, i.e. left section becomes right, because it's a point of reference from the player. So the right becomes left. All right, so that is the command card that the Uthuk player will be taking at the end of their turn 1. And now we get to the lore step. And the lore step, you can do one of 3 options, and we'll just look at that a little more closely again here. So right here at the lore step, which is what we're at, says resolve one of the following. So we can either just gain 2 lore tokens, we can gain 1 lore token and draw 1 lore card, or we can draw 2 lore cards, then discard 1 of them. And you actually draw these into your hand, so you would have a total of 4 right now for the Uthuk, and then you can discard any of the 2 of the 4 cards. So you don't have to discard the 2 that are in your hand and then pick up 2. You actually draw all your cards into your hand and then do the discard. So what I think I'm going to do, because the Uthuk have absolutely no lore right now, I'm just going to gain 2 lore tokens. And so lore tokens, as you'd seen from the setup, look like this. So we get 2 lore tokens for the Uthuk player, and that's going to go into their area. And that is actually going to conclude the turn 1 Uthuk player. So they basically sprinted out with their infantry with the onslaught card, captured 3 victory point marker areas for 3 points. Pretty good start. I have a funny feeling that the Daquan are going to turn around and try and get rid of as many units as can to push them off those markers. But anyway, that was turn 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the Daquan turn 1, where they will get to go their first turn. All right, thanks for watching.